Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Before I move further, I need to share my screen. So just give me a moment. Uh, Let me know if it is visible. Is it
It's
visible?
visible, sir. It's visible.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, as Mr. Makija said in his introduction, today we'll be talking about discovering English language, and we'll try to understand that it is not as hard as we think it is. It is a language, and it can be learned, it can be acquired, and can be used in our day-to-day conversation as well. So, and also as Mr. Makija rightly pointed out, that I want this session to be interactive. I want you to speak. I want you to participate. Unfortunately, I'm married, so I'm habituated to listen more and speak less. Right? So, so I would expect you also to speak. I would like to listen to you and your views. So, with that note, I think we should proceed. Um, just a minute. Now, I've got a video, a short video clip for you to start off this session. Let's watch it. The video quality, the editing is not up to the mark, is not very good, but I'm sure you'll be able to get it. Um, so let's watch it. Is the sound audible? Video sound audible?
So not at
Mm,
my end.
No,
Ibo Angelia, is it audible, bro?
no, no, it's not audible, Parafit. Still, we cannot hear.
I don't know what to do with that.
Uh, Dr. Jigar, when you're logging, I mean, when you're sharing the screen, sir, there's one option at the bottom, share sound. So you could just come
Okay,
out. So you could just come out of the sharing screen.
just a minute.
So you could just stop sharing, sir, and try to reshare it. But when you reshare, there's an option below, sir. Yeah, just try to click so share, and then at the bottom left-hand side, you will have a small box share screen, I mean share sound. So I think you could just
Okay,
try that option, sir, please.
okay, okay. Just a minute.
You could get that option, sir.
I could get the option. Think it should be visible now.
Yeah, now it's visible, sir.
And I hope that it is audible also this time. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll stop here and I'll ask you a question. There is a fish and a cat. What do you think? Will the cat be able to eat the fish? The cat is there to eat the fish. Do you think she'll be able to do it?
No, is it the fish
Request the
inside
students
the
to please, yeah, request the students to please activate your microphones, or you can also use the chat box.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
whichever
Thank you.
way you
chat
want.
box? Yeah, chat box.
So you can reply either in the chat box or you can turn on your microphone and speak as well. You can even raise your hand. If you think that the cat will eat the fish, raise your hand.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Somebody's saying able. So I guess you are saying that the cat will eat the fish.
Able. Anyone?
Yeah, what about the other students? Please reply. Dr. Jigar is waiting for your reply.
Okay. Somebody's saying, no, I don't think so. The cat maybe will eat the fish. Okay. No, I don't think the cat can eat the fish. Okay. So there's a mixed opinion. Some of you are saying that yes, cat will eat the fish, while others are saying that no, cat cannot eat the fish. So the people who think that the cat cannot eat the fish, may I know the reason? Why do you think so? The cat is afraid of water. Okay. Any other reason? The cat is afraid of water, and so she cannot eat the fish. Okay. Any other reason? Oh, okay, interesting. The owner found out the cat. Okay. Anything else? The fish is in the aquarium. Okay. The cat can't reach the fish because the water hinder him. Okay. No, because the cat is afraid of water. Okay. I don't think cat can eat the fish because the cat can't beat his head into the water. Okay. The fish is still in the fish ball. Okay. Fine. Interesting. I'm happy to see that people are responding. Thank you so much for that. I
Too much.
think, yeah, I think the cat is afraid of water, so the cat cannot eat the fish. Okay. All right. All right. Now let us start this video again and let us see what happens actually. I don't know whether you got this or not. I'll repeat it one more time for you. Right. We'll watch this from beginning. Yeah, I hope you got it. Did you get it? Now we saw that the cat was not able to eat the fish, but did you get the reason? Did you get why she was not able to do it? The fish made a sound like a dog. Okay, very good. Very good observation. This cat is an active hunter. Okay. Yes, because the fish learns the dog's language. Okay. Wonderful. You're getting it. Great. How could an ornamental fish make a dog sound? Okay. So the lesson to be learned from this short video clip is that we are living in the times where if we know another language, if we know second language, if we are multilingual, right? If we know more than one language, it is going to benefit us. And it is going to benefit us in a huge way in terms of profession, in terms of employment, in terms of our future life, etc. So it's going to help us in a lot of ways if we know the other language. That is why it is important for us to learn English. We know that English is a link language now. English is a global language. We call it lingua franca. It links different countries, it links different nations, different states, different regions. So English has become a common language. And that is why it is important for us to learn this. Now, the question is whether we find English difficult or whether we find it easy. Whether we find it difficult or we find it easy. That is what the question is. But before going to that question, I have something else for you. There is a puzzle, there is a riddle for you. Can you solve this riddle? What is a word made up of 4 letters, yet is also made up of 3, although is
Good
written with
afternoon,
8
everyone.
letters? Good afternoon, Priyashi. Although is written with 8 letters and then with 4, rarely consists of 6, and never is written with 5. Can you solve this riddle? Again, you can reply in the chat box or you can turn on your mic and speak. Anybody? I hope you got the question, you got the riddle.
I think it's a
Any
bit
guesses?
difficult, Jigar sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, there's somebody responding. Yeah, is it how many letters in those words? Precisely, yes. So if I show you the answers, you will feel that no, it's not very difficult. Right now, it seems very difficult. If I show you the answers, you will say that no, it's not very difficult, and we could have done that. Let us see the answers. Focus on the underlined words. Let me tell you why I am sharing this riddle with you. I'm sharing this riddle with you because of these reasons that you can see on the screen right now. I find English language very interesting. So the one of the facts that we need to understand and we need to appreciate is that English is indeed an interesting language. Now, why is it an interesting language? You look at this riddle again, you look at the question again. The answer lies within the question itself, right? And this is nothing but a play of words. That is possible in English and in any other language also it is possible. But because we are talking about English right now, I thought that it is appropriate to start with this kind of riddle just to get you started with something interesting. What contains 4 letters yet has 3 letters, sometimes has 9 letters, then has 4 letters and never has 5? Thank you. Very good. Good. Right answer. I've got one more. Read this riddle carefully this time. Which word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Read it very, very carefully. I'm sure you will crack it. Which word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Anybody? Very good. People are responding in the chat box. And let me congratulate you because your answer is correct. The word is short. When you add two more letters to that word, that is ER, it becomes shorter. So again, the answer lied within the question itself. See, this is the beauty of language. This is where you can say that language is very interesting. You add two letters, meaning will change. You remove two letters, you have a different word, right? So you can play with the words, you can play with how you use language. And that's why language per se, not only English, any language for that matter, language per se is very, very interesting to study because of all these nuances and nitty gritty of language. Now, this is the reason why I like English. I also like English because of one more reason. Read this conversation between wife and husband. Wife says, I lost my keys. Again. Husband says, it's in your jeans. And wife says, don't drag my family into this, for God's sake, please. Now, you know what is the confusion here? The confusion here is with the word jeans. There is another word in English which spells Genes, genes. And this genes here, Jeans. Now the wife understood that probably the husband is talking about Genes, genes. And that's how she said, don't drag my family into this. And the poor husband can't say anything. So this is language. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm introducing you to the beauty of language. I'm trying to tell you that English, or any language for that matter, is beautiful, is interesting to study. It's not boring. So first of all, if you have that thought in your mind that language and particularly English is boring, let me tell you, I repeat, that English is not at all boring. English is very, very interesting. And in a few minutes now, I'll also prove that it is not very difficult. If you wish, if you make efforts, you can learn English easily. Going further, just a minute. Read this conversation again. Two people are talking. One says, "Can you listen? Can you just listen to me?" What? I like you, okay, and I feel that something is missing in my heart. And the person says, "I think it's an E." So again, this is how language operates. Spellings. One letter here or there, meaning will change, or you will end up miscommunicating the things. This is just for your reference. Look at this. I call it the mother of all advertisements. Where the person claims that we can shoot your wife and frame your mother-in-law, and if you want, we can hang them too. Right. So again, play of words. Look at this. Look at the way words are used in language. Look at the way words are used, particularly in English, to convey what the person wants to convey. One more example. This, by the way, let me tell you, this I actually saw. The other examples which we saw earlier, I took those things from internet. This particular thing I actually saw in one of the restaurants in Rajkot. Now look at the way this thing is conveyed. All our waiters are married. They know how to take orders. So it depends on the way you use language. It depends on the way you use words, in which sequence, in which order you use your words also matters. What I'm trying to also tell you here is that what is more important when it comes to language is the usage of language, the function of language. Now, why do we learn languages? And I'm not talking only about English right now, language in general. Why do we learn languages? We learn languages to communicate. We learn languages to share information. We learn languages to share our opinion, share our views on different things. So communication is at the center when it comes to language. Even with reference to English, communication should be at the center. So I often tell my students that if you want to learn English, you learn English not as a subject, you learn English as a language. Now, there is a difference between these two things. If you look at English as a subject, it remains a subject for you where you have to learn a lot of things, you have to probably mug up a lot of things, you have to remember a lot of things, and then you have to recall those things at the time of exam, and you have to write your exams and all. But once you start looking at English as a language, things will change. Because when you look at English as a language, you focus on communication. You focus on usage of language. You focus on the functions of language, the kind of things that we can do with the help of language, which in today's times is more important. Look at this. Now, we often say that we know English. Now, we like to understand when we say we know English, what we actually mean. Do we know how to speak in English? Do we know how to write in English? Do we know how to read English or listen to English? One of the common complaints that my students or our students have here is they would tell us that, sir, I can read English. I can probably understand the English most of the times. I can write in English. Of course, there'll be a few errors, but I can still manage. But when it comes to speaking, I don't know how to do it. Though I know the language, I'm not able to speak. Does that happen with you? Okay, people are saying yes, yes. So it happens. It happens with us. So if it is happening with you, don't worry, you are not alone. Everybody, okay, everybody who learns a new language goes through this phase. Everybody, whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's anybody else, even your teachers of English, if you ask them, they also have gone through this particular phase where you know the language, but you are not able to articulate, you are not able to express, you are not able to use it in real life. Right? And there are a lot of reasons for that, why this happens. We'll look at some of the reasons also in a while. But lesson number 2 that we need to learn from today's session is if you have this feeling where you think that you know English, you know language, but you are not able to speak, stop worrying because you are not alone. Everybody goes through this. Now, is there any solution to this? Let's see. Before looking into solution, we also need to look at why English is difficult. What do you think? Why it is difficult? The reasons. What are the reasons? Why do you think it is difficult? Because of the grammar. Okay, okay, okay. because the grammars, okay, grammar is kind of confusing, okay, because English is not our main language, okay, because we are afraid to try, okay, interesting. Anything else? I don't know. I'm growing up with the English language. The grammar's sometimes confusing to me, okay. So majority of people are saying grammar, okay. Something that should help you use English is actually an hindrance for you to speak. That should not be there. We'll discuss that. I think English is not difficult unless we not try to study. Okay, okay, interesting. Let me tell you, when I ask these questions to my students here in India, what do they generally say? Many of them will say that, sir, we have studied in vernacular medium. So the place where Marwadi University is situated, Rajkot, Gujarat, here the language is Gujarati, the vernacular language. So a lot of students will say, when I ask this question, a lot of them will say, sir, we have studied in Gujarati medium in schools, and that's why we are not very comfortable with English as much as we are with our mother tongue or Gujarati for that matter. Now, in English, there is something called mother tongue influence or mother tongue interference. We call it MTI. What people generally think is that if I speak in English, I'll make mistakes, grammatical mistakes. I don't have vocabulary. I don't have words to say. And I'll end up miscommunicating. So better I should not speak. Right. So, but the problem is, if you have a headache, you should take the medicine. You should not chop off your head. Correct. So, deciding that I'll not speak or I'll not use English altogether is chopping off your head, which should not be done. And let me also tell you that if you are a vernacular medium student, if you have not studied in English medium in your school, in my opinion, that's an additional advantage. It's not a disadvantage. English, which is not our mother tongue, it's an other tongue for us. And I always tell my students that if you want to learn the other tongue, you first need to know your mother tongue well. Now, the advantage with vernacular medium students is that you know your mother tongue well. And believe me, research studies have also proved this, that if you know your mother tongue well, if you have a knack for your mother tongue, it is easier for you to learn the other tongue. So being in a vernacular medium or belonging to a vernacular medium school should work as an advantage and not otherwise. We'll discuss this further in a while. Second important reason that my students give me is grammar. Sir, I don't know grammar. I don't know which tense is this when I speak.
Whether I'm using the right preposition or not. I am confused when it comes to grammar. Does it happen with you? Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right. It happens with most of the people. So again, if it happens with you, don't worry. It happens with everybody. If it doesn't happen with you, then it's something that we have to think. If it happens with you, don't worry about it. Fine. Now I have another question for you. Do you know the grammar of your mother tongue? How many of you can claim that we know the grammar of our mother tongue very well? The language that you use for speaking and for your communication. Do you know the grammar of that language? No, I'm not sure either. Okay. Not really though. No. No. Okay. Not really. Not at all. Okay. I'm not sure. Mhm. Okay. Indonesian language does not have grammar. Okay. Interesting. I think Mr. Makija pointed that out when we talked last. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Not sure. I don't understand. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now my follow-up question. Without using grammar or without having grammar, can you speak the language? Your mother tongue, your own language, I'm saying. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. 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 One more follow-up question. Why do you think you can? Logically speaking, without knowing grammar or without having grammar of that language, you should not be able to speak that language or use that language, but you are still able to use it in case of your mother tongue. Why? Because I can use it every day, because it's our daily language. Very good. Good observations. I think yes. Yes, yes, yes. We use it every day. We use it every day. Okay. So my dear friends, what it proves, see, I am not giving any solution to you. You yourself are giving solutions to your problems. If you look at the way you are responding right now, you will understand what I'm saying. Most of you are saying that, yes, we can speak our mother tongue without grammar because we do it every day. We use it every day. It's a daily language for us. What does it prove? What does it mean? It means that if English becomes a part of our everyday lives, we can also speak English. Am I correct? Yes. Let me also clarify one thing. I don't mean here that grammar is not important. Grammar is extremely important. Okay. I love grammar. I love English grammar. I'm not saying that it is not important. All I'm saying is that grammar is not something which stops you from using language. If you know grammar, grammar is like an engine. How many of you know how to drive? Maybe a bike or a car or anything. A lot of people are saying that, I think, yes, they know. So if you're not driving, my follow-up question is, how many of you know about the engine of the vehicle that you drive? Can anybody claim here that, yes, I am well aware of how engine works in my vehicle and I have complete knowledge of the technicalities of language? Technicalities of engine, sorry. No. No, don't know it at all. Now, what does this mean? See, this means that if you know about engine, it's an advantage, no doubt, right? No doubt about it. If you know about engine, if you are stuck anywhere, you can do the things if you know about engine. But it also proves that not knowing about engine doesn't mean that you can't drive. Hello. I hope I'm making sense to you. Grammar is like that. Grammar is something that should not stop you from speaking, from using language. It is important, of course it is important, but it is not something without which you cannot speak, without which you cannot use language. So one of the lessons that we need to learn is grammar is of course important. But if you think a lot about grammar, if you think too much about grammar, it becomes an obstacle for you. So then what should we do? Should we not think about grammar? We will see in a while. Third reason, vocabulary. Sir, I don't have vocabulary. I want to speak in English. I want to use English, but I don't have enough vocabulary that I can use and I can communicate. That is another reason. We'll look at some of these reasons in detail in a while. Pronunciation. Sir, my pronunciation is not up to the mark. So when I speak, I cannot produce proper sounds and I end up miscommunicating. I want to speak like a Britisher, or I want to speak like an American, etc. And I don't have that pronunciation, so I'm not able to speak. Translation. Now, this is one of very, very interesting things that happen with people who learn language. So what happens actually is in the initial phase of learning a language is the sentence would come to your mind in your mother tongue. You would translate that sentence and then you would speak in English. I'm sure it happens with you, that the sentence comes to you in your mother tongue, you translate it in English and then you speak. Sometimes when this translation goes wrong, what comes out of your mouth is really hilarious. And that kind of sometimes stop people to use it to speak in English. Lack of practice or lack of exposure. We don't practice. You yourself said that we can speak our mother tongue. We can use our mother tongue because it's our daily language. We do it every day. In case of English, it doesn't happen, unfortunately. We don't use English every day. We don't speak in English every day. We don't have sufficient practice or exposure to language. Lack of confidence, fear, nervousness. So we are scared. What if we are wrong? What if people would judge us? What if people would laugh at me if I use wrong English or incorrect English? First of all, keep this in your mind, that there is nothing like right English or wrong English, okay? Appropriate, inappropriate is still fine. Now we are living in the times where language is changing every day. Understand this. Whether it is English or any other language, it is changing every day. Every morning you wake up and you have something new in terms of language, maybe a new word, maybe a new phrase, maybe new something. Language changes every day. Keep on changing, keep on changing, keep on changing. For example, I often cite this example to my students that who knew before 5 years, 10 years that in English there would be a word called selfie? Nobody knew. It's a word now. In case you don't know, let me also tell you that there is a word called welfie also in English. Just like selfie. When you take your own video, it is called a welfie. There's a word called groupie also. When you take a group selfie, it becomes groupie. Now look at this language. Keeps on changing, keeps on evolving. In that case, there is nothing right, nothing wrong. So if you have that fear in mind that I'm speaking wrong English, no, I would say you may be speaking inappropriate English. That can be worked on. So please get rid of that fear that X person is speaking right English, I am speaking wrong English. If that stops you from speaking, it is dangerous. It is harmful. Don't do that. These are some of the reasons that my students often tell me for not knowing English or for finding English difficult. I'm sure you also have similar reasons with you for finding English difficult. Now, when it comes to communication, when it comes to language, there are 4 things which we need to understand. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. If you think about your mother tongue, this is how you have learned your mother tongue actually. If you go back to your past, if you go back to your childhood and try to recall, what was the first thing that you did in your mother tongue? It would be listening. You listened to it. Then you started speaking, then reading, and eventually writing comes in. This is the process. We call it LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing. If you want to learn any language, not only English, language for that matter, if you want to learn it, this is the process that you need to go through. Now we'll be talking more about listening, speaking, and reading in this session. Writing will not focus much in this session, maybe in future sometimes. But listening, speaking, and reading, because these are the things which are extremely important if you want to learn any language. Listening. Input, output. Now, if you are using computers, which I'm sure you are, right? You are familiar with the computers or mobile phones. Now on computers, there is a screen called monitor, and we get outputs on monitor. But remember, my friends, we get outputs on monitor only and only when you provide inputs. Can you expect an output without providing an input? Is it logical to you that I'll not provide any input, I'll just keep on staring at my screen and some output will come? No, nothing will come. Unless you provide inputs, nothing will come on your screen. Language is also like that. We complain that I'm not able to speak. My complaint to such people is, have you listened enough? Have you provided enough inputs? If you have not provided enough inputs, please do not expect any output. So another lesson to be learned. We need to provide inputs, my friends. Unless we do that, we will not be able to speak. Input in terms of listening. Listening and speaking are connected. If you want to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. I repeat, if you want to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. Without being a good listener, it is extremely difficult to be a good speaker. Now, what we generally see in case of English is we don't provide input, we don't listen to English, but we want an output. We want to speak, which is simply illogical. Will not happen. Listen. Now, what to listen? Audiobooks. There are a lot of audiobooks available these days on internet, on YouTube and at other places, which you can listen to. There's something called TED Talks. I hope you are familiar with TED Talks. Right? These are short talks, 15, 20 minutes each on range of topics. So whatever you are interested in, if you are, let's say, if you are interested in music, you will find interesting talks, speeches on music. If you are interested in films, you will find interesting talks on films. If you are interested in technology, you will find, again, interesting talks on technology. Each talk will run into 15 to 20 minutes approximately. Why don't we listen to one TED Talk every day?
Dr. Jigar, are you there? Dr. Jigar, we are not able to hear you, sir.
Oh, I think it got disconnected.
Yes, Dr. Jigar. Actually, we couldn't hear you.
Okay. Now, are you able
Yeah.
to hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you, sir. Actually, I think while you were just speaking the last a minute, we couldn't hear you. So it was just lagging, sir. So if you could just reshare,
Okay.
sir, please.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, see, I was talking about TED Talks. So TED Talks, TED is a platform where you get talks, short speeches delivered by well-known people, delivered by people who have done something great in their lives. Right? They've got an application, mobile application, which you can download and can listen to their TED Talk, listen to the TED Talks. They've got a website also, www.ted.com. You can even search for it on YouTube. Now, why don't we listen to one TED Talk every day? Nothing more. If you can do that also, it will be very effective. Each talk will run into approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So it takes not more than 20 minutes of your day. If you decide to watch at least one TED Talk or listen to one TED Talk a day, it will make a huge difference over a period of time, of course, not immediately. YouTube videos. Apart from TED Talks, there are other things also available on YouTube, like speeches, interviews, and I would say that you watch the things that you are interested in. If you are interested in sports, for example, you watch the interviews of sports people, right? If you're interested in films, you watch the interviews of film stars, movie stars, right? You listen to this. For example, one of the YouTube channels that I can recall right now is English speeches with big subtitles, right? So if you visit that channel, you will find a lot of speeches delivered by well-known people with subtitles, with captions. So if you could listen to these things, believe me, it is very, very beneficial. And also, my dear friends, I would like you to understand that whatever I'm sharing right now, I'm sharing this based on my personal experiences. Right? These are not bookish things. This has worked in my life. I'm sure it will work in your life as well. Podcasts. These days, a lot of podcasts are available on YouTube and on other platforms. I'm sure you are familiar with some of these podcasts and some of the people who do podcasts. So these podcasts also can be listened to, and we can learn a lot of things out of these podcasts unknowingly. So if you just keep on listening, you will not even realize you will learn language unconsciously, unknowingly. It comes to you, right? But all you have to do is you have to listen to it every day without fail. Documentaries you can watch, you can listen to. So these are some of the things that you can, I have given you some options. There could be other options also. These are some of the things that you can listen to on everyday basis. Along with it, I would recommend that you maintain a vocabulary book or diary. What I mean here is whenever you are listening to these things, maintain a diary. Whenever you come across a new word, note down that new word in your diary or your book. Try to find the meaning of that word with the help of dictionary, maybe. Try to see how that word is pronounced. Note it down. If you maintain your own diary, your own book of vocabulary, over a period of time, you will have your personal dictionary, my friends. Now, that dictionary will include only those words which you did not know. So this has worked with me. This is how you learn new words. Enhance your vocabulary, right? Reading dictionaries. Some of my students tell me that, sir, should we read dictionaries to enhance our vocabulary? No, never. It's not the solution. The solution is when you listen to something, when you come across new words, note it down, try to find the meaning, try to see how it is pronounced, and try to use it in a new sentence in your day-to-day life. That's how you learn new words. Speaking. Bruce Lee Say it once. If you want to learn to swim, jump into the river. What it means is, if you want to speak, start speaking. That's a very prominent solution. Start speaking. Now you will have a question. But we don't have grammar. We don't know how to do it. We don't know how to speak. How can I speak without it? I would say that don't worry much about the correctness initially. You start speaking, right? As I told you earlier, if you are suffering from headache, take medicines. Don't chop off your head. So start speaking. I jokingly tell my students in India here that if not spoken English, try broken English. I don't mind. But try. If you don't try, that's escapism. You are escaping. Something is always better than nothing. Start with something. If you speak wrong, if you speak inappropriate, that can be corrected later on. But thinking that I will speak wrong or inappropriate, so I should not speak, is a wrong attitude. It's a wrong thing. Start speaking. Wrong English or inappropriate English also will do initially, no problem. But start at least. Speak with your friends, your classmates. Speak with your teachers. Right? Whenever you get chance, whenever you meet them, try to speak in English. Try to speak in English with your friends, with your classmates. Try to use it on social media. You are chatting on social media, on WhatsApp, on Insta, on Facebook, or other social media platforms for that matter. Use English there. Wrong English, no problems. Yeah, here I repeat, I'm not looking for correct or appropriate English right now, initially. First, it is important that we start. Then things can be worked out. Do it regularly. Practice, practice, practice. If you ask me the solution in one word, that one word is practice. If you practice it every day, believe me, after 6 months, after a year, you will see the change. So it is extremely crucial, extremely important that you practice it every day without fail. Reading. What do you read? What can you read? Newspapers. I don't know whether you read newspapers or not, but if you don't, you should start. Online newspapers, offline newspapers. There are applications now where you can get these newspapers, where you can get these news. For example, there is this interesting application which I can recall right now called InShorts. Okay? InShorts. InShorts. InShorts is an application where you get all the prominent news in just 60 words, 60. Okay. So even if you're traveling, right now here at Marwadi, what happens is we travel by bus, Marwadi University bus. So we start from our home early morning and we come to the university by bus. So what I generally used to do earlier was I used to open that application called InShorts. I used to read the news. It benefited me in two ways. I got to know the prominent news of the day. Second, it improved my language. And it did not take much time for me to read because it's only 60 words. So you can also try such resources and read things. Magazines, again, online, offline applications, whatever you are interested in. Books, short stories. Readers. Readers are nothing. Readers are actually books that are written in easy language that can be understood easily. We call it readers. Okay. They are essentially books written in simple language. As I said earlier, try to use it on social media. Whatever you are reading, try to share it with people in English. Okay. I'm sorry, it is getting repeated here. Speak regularly. Whatever you do, whether it is listening, whether it is speaking, whether it is reading, if you do something regularly, you will get the results. We talked about 4 skills initially: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. If you look at these 4 skills carefully, out of these 4 skills, 2 skills, that is listening and reading. I repeat, listening and reading. These are input skills. Okay? Input skills or receptive skills. You receive something when you listen. You receive something when you read. Or you can provide input with listening and reading. Listening and reading are 2 input skills. Speaking and writing are output skills or productive skills, where you need to produce something. Now, as the logic says, productive skills can be better only if receptive skills are good. Output skills can be better only if input skills are good. So I would like to end this session with a note that if you start working from today onwards, if you start working at least on your input skills, that is listening and reading. Listen to English every day. Try to read something for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, whatever is convenient to you. But do it every day. Something that you do every day, something that becomes a habit, will eventually produce a result. So I would end again with this note that do it every day, at least listening and reading. If you can work on your input skills, if you can start with that, I'm sure when we meet next time in future, you all will be able to produce language as well. With that hope, thank you so much. And I'm done. Thank you very much. I hope I made some sense to you. I'm open to questions in case there is any.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jigar. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Very interesting. So believe me, I myself learned a lot of things, sir. Because language seems to be just a language, but I mean, you put it in a very simple and an easy way. The 4 aspects of of English, which is learning, speaking, reading, writing. What are input skills and what are output skills. I think it was really very interesting. So thank you so much. So thanks a lot. Now, yes, is there any questions? Actually, to all the participants, all the students, and also to Ibu Angelia. We also have Mr. Priyesh. He's from Marwadi University over here. Welcome, Mr. Priyesh.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
It was a
So
wonderful
just to inform
session.
all of you all,
Thank you, Jigar
just to
sir,
inform
for the
all of
session.
yeah. So just to
Thank you.
inform all of you all, Dr. Jigar and Mr. Priyesh, they are from Marwadi University. So just for you all to know, what is Marwadi University? So actually, I invited Mr. Priyesh. So Mr. Priyesh, if you can just give a brief overview, sir, to the students about Marwadi University, maybe a video or a short
Yeah,
video.
yeah. What I can do, we can have a small video of 2-3 videos. So it will show the entire life of Marwadi University and about Marwadi University. We will share with an feedback video of an international student, right? Just 1 minute.
So I'm stopping my screen, sharing my screen.
Please, sir.
Please, please. Yeah. And also, we request all the students, you could please, just click the link. Please register in the link. So what we will do is, we'll get the permission of Dr. Jigar, and then we'll upload this video if we get the permission, and then we will share that to each one of y'all. so that what we could do is y'all can listen to this video again if y'all want to. Y'all can share it with your other friends so that, I mean, as Dr. Jigar mentioned, is, language is not difficult, right? I think he put it very easily. He said that yes, it's something which is should be something which you need to practice and practice, and I'm sure all of y'all will be, y'all will be much better moving forward. However, I can see, I mean, you all are communicating through the chat box. I think you all are communicating pretty well. So I think your English all is good enough. But yes, something which you all can improve. Yes, Mr. Priyesh, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir. So I hope you've just you've activated the volume.
Yeah. So
I'm
infrastructure of
Angelo
Marwadi
and I'm
University.
from Mozambique. I'm currently doing engineering in my university. The first time I came to India, I met a lot of people and I found out that Indian people are so friendly. They're helping me in each and every task. Through my friends, I learned a little bit of the Indian culture. Now I can consider myself discovering the Indian culture through my university.
I'm Yara Sultan from Syria. I'm studying in my university in India. I feel like home with other Syrian students and Indian students. They are so lovely.
Seperti semua materi.
I discovered the world of books in my university.
Hi,
Semua
I'm Paul
materi biasa.
from Uganda. We discovered our fitness goals at our university. I'm Enefukia Luzolo from Congo. I've been playing basketball, and when I joined my university in India, I got better and better after days of work. Here in my university, you discover yourself.
Hi, I'm Lati Madhikami from Nepal. I'm a computer engineering student. I'm so happy to experience a world-class education in my university. Here, the lecturers are very wonderful, and also they are willing to take time from me to discuss about my future goals. I'm discovering myself here. I'm Rohini Shashikala from Sri Lanka. I'm discovering new life skills in my university.
Mr. Ravi, just one more video I like to show, if you can allow me.
Yeah, please, sir.
The
Please.
last event, the Marwadi University Fest was there. So I like to show it to the student.
Yeah. So all the students, just to inform you. Yeah. Sorry, this is Marwadi University, right? Just for you to know, because all of you will know India only for Bollywood. So I think you all will have a much different insight today about India. So that is the campus. And yes, Mr. Priyesh, please go ahead, sir.
Storm snapping, 1, 2. Snapping 3, 4. Don't need you here anymore. Get out of my.
So the audio is not there. It's coming, sir.
Dear graduates, you all have been conferred degrees and diploma. Now you may turn your attention from the right to left. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Ravi, that's it from my side. For students, just I like to say a two word that right now in a Marwadi University, we are having more than 15,000 plus students studying at Marwadi University from 54 countries, and we are having a NAC A plus accredited institute in Gujarat region, and also we are having a Center of Excellence Award provided by Government of Gujarat. So now over to you, Mr. Ravi.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Priyesh. So, before I close, Ibu Angeli, would you like to say something, Boo? Ibu Angeli, on behalf of the school or on behalf of the students, or maybe any students would like to say something. I know you're sharing your messages on the chat box, but if anyone would like to say something, please feel free to do it before we close the session. Or Ibu Angelia, would you like to say something, Boo?
Yeah, hello, Parafi.
Yes, Boo.
Is my voice clear, Parafi?
Yes, Boo.
Okay. Thank you once again. Good afternoon, Dr. Jigar, Mr. Priyas, and Parafi. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you have given to us this afternoon. And what a great insights and motivation given to our students, likewise to us the teachers, English teachers, not all English teachers, but all the teachers in our schools that fostering our students' ability or keep their motivating in speaking also and also to understand language. I just what I have always put in my mind as a teacher that to learn one's language it means to understand one's language. To understand one language or to learn one language it means to understand also their culture. And I love the way Dr. Jigar, you explain and you give some, keep reminding me on my friends, Indian friends. They are so, the way you speak, the way you elaborate things, it's so beautiful. You are really creative in language, not only in English, but in language. Indian is such kind of very great with your philosophy and also many things. You are excellent. No. So we are blessed to have you this afternoon. Yeah, keep reminding us, the teachers, that the purpose of teaching language or the purpose of teaching English is, just to keep our students to try to speak. Just what you have said that if you cannot speak, you know, English, just speak broken English anyway. But you try to speak. That's somehow reminding us, the English teacher, that English is not our mother tongue, not even our first language in Indonesia. It's a foreign language for us, Indonesia. Keep reminding also us also just try our best to speak, explore many things, listen more. That's what lucky for our from our students. We are Indonesian. We are fond of talking. We don't have the patience to listen. That's what. Yeah. If we have a meeting or we have a class, the students are fond of. Yeah, they want to speak. They want to, but they don't eager to listen. Uh, And then I hope that this kind of things or this kind of like this session is we always have this one with Parafi. Also, we have another chance also for the teachers. We are lucky to have you. Please motivate us always. And just for our students here, another insight that's it's sorry because you know we Indonesia. I'm so shy when you're when you ask about is Indonesian have a grammar? Then our students said no, we don't have grammar. Actually, we have grammar in Indonesia. No language, not no. Each languages has their own grammar, but that's what we don't get from our very beginning of our uh, school, not kindergarten, also in elementary school, even in junior or senior high school. We Indonesian bahasa Indonesia teachers, we are not saying it's purposely as a grammar. S- me as a teacher also. I don't know either what is the grammar in Indonesia, but actually Indonesia also has a grammar. Um, Maybe this is also new insight for to us teacher in Indonesia in our school especially to make our students really love our mother tongue first, and then we learn another language easier. Thank you so much, Dr. Jigar, for this beautiful and marvelous insight and motivation for students. Thank you so much, Rafi, for make this opportunity happen this afternoon. And I think that's maybe that's all from for me, Parafi. Maybe any other time we can see each other to have another session. Thank you so much, Dr. Jigar, and likewise, Mr. Priest. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, just closing point, Dr. Jigar, and also to Ibu Angelia. Initially, Ibu, this session was actually designed or was initially thought for the teachers, actually. But then we requested Dr. Jigar, I mean, after discussing with you, Evangelia, since you wanted to do it for students, we actually asked, Dr. Jigar that, the session, what he was actually proposing for the teachers, to do it for the students. So I think actually there was a message privately come to me, Dr. Jigar from Ibu Angelia. If possible, sir, we would like to have one session for the teachers, if that's possible. I know you have a busy schedule, sir, but then we could discuss, and if there's any possibility, we could definitely look into that, sir. So I think that's what Ibu Angela also would like. That probably we can also get not only the teachers from the school, but I think we can get it from that particular state or the province. And I'm sure Ibu Angeli has a very good network. She can just inform to the other English teachers or probably even teachers for that case. It doesn't have to be English teachers. It can be teachers in general. I think, that could be done once we hear from you, sir. So once again, sir, on behalf of everyone, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Dr. Jigar, for your wonderful insights, sir. It was really very interesting, very intriguing for us to learn, how to make the language pretty interesting. Also, thank you so much, Mr. Priyesh. Thanks a lot, sir. Without your help, I don't think this would have been possible. So thank you, Mr. Priyesh. Also, Evangelia, thank you so much, Boo, for this session and also to all the students. I mean, it is nice to see that on a weekend, on a holiday, right? All the students are still here. No students have gone out, but in fact, they have just logged in again and again. So that shows that the session was very interesting, and but really sincerely appreciate to all of y'all to take out your time on a weekend. And but that shows that you'll want to learn. You'll want to learn and improve your English. And I think Dr. Jigar gave you one interesting insight, and we'll definitely share those videos to you so that you can keep listening to it, and maybe let's see if we can have some other session and take it forward from there. Okay, and I think all of you also have got some information about Marwadi University. That's one of a very reputed universities in India. So if in case anyone is interested, right, please feel free to let us know. We'll be more than happy to share the details with you all. Right. So thank you, everyone. Please take care. Very good evening to all of you all, and may God bless us all. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Parafi. Thank you so much.